Most of the times, when failures dog your life and you get frustrated, one loses all hope. And when this becomes a never-ending cycle, the human mind falls into a depression. And because depression is a state of mind, it depends on how we live, our home atmosphere, family life, workplace. If at these places one starts feeling that their wants and needs are being neglected, that nobody loves them, that their contribution is not being valued, then one feels depressed. We start to think negative thoughts. At such a point of life, only a true friend can help us find our self-worth again by turning our negative thoughts to positive ones and showing us the true meaning of life. In fact, Ayurveda can become such a true friend and help a patient of depression rid him or herself of negativity by not only prescribing medicines, but also suggesting alternative methods on how to maintain a happy and positive lifestyle.
Namaskar. Welcome to Eternal Health. The topic of this lecture is Ayurveda and depression. Depression has become a very common name not only in India but now all over the world. When I travel all over the world, I encounter so many people suffering from depression. Even in America alone, I was reading in some survey about 35% Americans are on antidepressant tablets. That's quite a huge number of people. What is depression? Depression is a feeling of being down. When you feel that nobody likes you and you don't enjoy going out, you feel like being in the room and also you have low energy in the body. In the mind you feel a little bit irritable or depressed, down. Sometimes you have difficulty in sleeping or sometimes there is excessive sleep. All these symptoms are generally generated due to some primary incident that has happened in your life. For example, if there is a death in the family or there is some other situation that you do not like, or it could be a personal loss, it could be a financial loss. All these situations can lead to this secondary situation which is called as depression. Our Vedic philosophy actually is a very useful tool to help depression patients. I often give examples from our Vedic philosophy when I deal with patients suffering from depression. Because most people, when they suffer from this heavy depressive stage, they are in the state of ignorance. And I strongly believe that depression is not really a very difficult disease. It is a state of mind. And this state of mind is the down state of mind. If somehow we can find out what is the cause of this state of mind, why this person is having this down state, it could be a vigilant region. You could find really something around him or her which you can try to make the person understand that this is the reason and try to remove this reason. That's how I work. In our indoor treatments, we have wonderful and very effective treatments for depression patients. One of them is called Shirodhara. Shirodhara is a process where the patient is made to lie down on a massage table and oil is poured on the forehead. The third eye and the forehead area is the area of the forebrain. This is the area which is responsible for forward thinking. But in depression, the patient is actually thinking backward. Patient is going negative. So when we do the Shirodhara, we are actually enhancing the blood circulation in the forebrain. As a result of that, the patient is becoming more and more positive. In Ayurvedic language, this junk food can be compared with tamasic or rajasic food. Whereas if we talk in terms of modern science, this junk food actually reduces serotonin level, which is a neurotransmitter, or it actually reduces the endorphins in the blood, which are the mood elevators. Now, talking a little bit from the Ayurvedic perspective more deeply, because again, food, I'm still talking about food, When we eat the food which is junk food, which is rajasic and tamasic, this food will not be digested properly. As a result of that, ama will be produced in the body, and as I always say, ama is the mama of all disease, whether physical or mental. Yes, ama can go into the mind and block the mind also. Mind becomes foggy, mind becomes down, and that is what is called depression. Research has shown that counseling and talking to the patient of a depression is more effective in the treatment of depression than using modern chemical drugs. And that's where Ayurveda also actually is of the same view, because in Ayurveda, when we are dealing with the depression patients, what we are trying to do is first of all find out what is the cause for that mental state. Generally, it is something outside the body. It is not really inside the body. It could be something at the job. Maybe a colleague is irritating you. It could be a relation that you are not enjoying. It could be a friend who is causing some trouble or some other external thing. So unless and until we actually try to solve that problem, it will be very difficult to treat depression just by taking those tablets. And if you are not able to solve that problem, then you have to actually live with the problem, because again, coming back to the Vedic philosophy, this world is full of problems, this body is full of problems, and if we are living in a world which is full of miseries and problems, so what else do we expect here? There is hardly any happiness in life. The only happiness is when you understand this whole world and then you start laughing. So try to understand depression from Ayurvedic perspective. Never think that you have depression. Always have positive mood. Just always remember that this life is a beautiful experience and you have to enjoy it to the full. So there's no time for going down. You have to always be up and always moving up using Ayurvedic techniques, Ayurvedic recipes, and I'm sure you will have a wonderful life full of love, happiness and peace. Thank you very much. Namaskar.